Hello. I need to stop the music. Okay, let me pull up Citra because I didn't yet. That's not how you spell Citra. Too many spaces. I am not super feeling it today, at all. I'll probably say this again. I'm sorry, I'm trying to. Recent files. I was like, what am I doing? I'm not feeling it today. And this is a really hard case to do when you're not feeling okay. I feel like people probably know what this case is about, since this is a spoiler stream. And I'll probably say this if people show up in a little while. Oh my god, just let me move these two like slightly higher up. Thank you. Let's get out of here because it's so loud. It's so loud. Is that okay now? It still looks loud. But it looks better. So, I'm gonna turn down a tiny bit. Because I'm not feeling okay, but I felt really bad about canceling stream. And canceling stream usually honestly makes me feel worse. Canceling stream makes me feel very bad, so I didn't want to do that. But I also didn't want to post today. And I didn't want to come up with a new game to play off the top of my head. So I figured I would play, some of this, and when it gets to be not it, then I will switch to, I don't know, maybe Stardew or something that I want to try for a little bit, and we'll see how I'm doing. And if it doesn't work out, we will just stop very early. And if I get a network error, I will be confused. Okay, no, it's fine. So, yeah, it's probably gonna be like, very few people show up to stream because I didn't post anywhere and I didn't remind any of my friends that this was happening. But we are doing this anyway. We're just gonna do this. Let me just look around for a minute to make sure I have all my settings correct. I think they're right. I think everything is right now. Everything should be right at least. Okay. Is this Phoenix? 3 months ago, the alchemist that lived in this house was murdered, and now we've got a situation of our own. There on the floor, in front of a terrified Maya, was the professor, now completely made of gold. What the heck was going on? I thought the professor was supposed to be meeting with the storyteller. And to make matters worse, now Maya's being accused of being a witch. A witch. Oh, right. Where are we? What are we doing? The golden statue and the scepter? But what just happened?
I was only focusing on the professor, so I don't remember much else.
Okay, wait, we're at the beginning of a new testimony, but I don't remember what we just figured out. That'll be fun.
I don't know. I got there last. Besides, the thing was glittering away. Glittering away, so I couldn't see much else.
Forgot about this guy.
Bewitched by love, or bewitched by a witch, the poor cove knows not which is which.
Dearie me, I remember how obvious it seems now. The staff was dropped before the statue fell over. You guys are so annoying.
Whoa, wait a minute. What you all said just now is totally different from your previous testimonies. Sir Blue Knight, you are starting to notice it now, aren't you? That is the way of magic. Such is the effect of this black art tends to have. Such is the effect this black art tends to have upon those who witness it.
I just like doubted that's how the sentence went for a second.
The witnesses are not lying, but simply having trouble remembering the truth.
What a convenient excuse. Confronted with magic, their brains turn to mush, huh?
Ever since our ancestors drank from the fountains of wisdom and obtained capacity for reason,
I thought you guys didn't have logic.
witchcraft has been one of the one thing to remain incomprehensible, even to the most intelligent of us. Nevertheless, the onus is on us to stand up against magic and pass judgment on these witches. And so, here we are, doing battle with the weapons of the wise. Words. With words we shall pass judgment upon this supposed witch. Defender, you may begin your interrogation and help us arrive at the truth.
Great. Who is messaging me and why? Okay. Who's else? I don't know. I got there last.
Hold it!
But you haven't said anything about that up until now.
Well, that couldn't have been helped.
How so?
Now, everyone, listen well. Pencils in hand, be sure to take notes. Miss Primstone's lesson number 4. Memories are not always pretty. Some things are better forgotten. Trying to remember them only leads to trouble. This will be in the exam.
You are saying that the victim fell over and his arm broke after the scepter was dropped, are you not?
Correct. Well done. And so the contradiction is no more.
Objection!
But that's inconsistent with all the previous testimonies.
Objection!
You're quick to forget what I have told you, Sir Blue Knight. The witnesses are not lying. They are merely having trouble remembering the truth. We must do our utmost to find the truth within what they say. It's no use, these guys aren't making any sense. Well, that's what I get for pressing the last statement.
What Inquisitor Barnum said must be true. I've been confused by magic.
Bella,
We always try to make sense of what we see. So when what we see makes no sense, we lose track of what's real.
I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes cross-examination a little pointless. Yeah, you guys need to come up with something better. Hold on, I need to fix my mic. So I can lean back a little. Okay. Sorry if you heard lots of... I don't know what it sounds like when I adjust my mic, so... At least when everyone here believes it's so easy to get confused by magic. Well, we need to do something, or else Maya will be done for. I'll listen to the witnesses again and try to find something we can use.
Good luck.
Yeah, girl, we didn't do a great job, pressing everyone. We, started at the end.
Hold it!
Luke, you said before that you heard the scepter fall to the floor, and that was after the professor fell over.
I thought so. I thought so before, but now, the more I think about it, the less certain I am that I actually heard it. How could I have been paying attention to anything else when the professor was... when he was... My memories of everything else are too fuzzy.
I guess Luke was too shocked to take in his surroundings and notice anything else. I doubt I'll get any more information out of him for now. I'm sorry, Luke. I understand how hard this is for you. Let's move on to the next witness.
Hold it!
And that thing would be... the arm of that shiny gem next to you, Bluey. Poor Professor Layton. More valued now than ever before. And you didn't notice the scepter on the floor? You know, I wasn't even looking at the floor. My eyes were kinda glued to my new source of income. If anything, I may have looked up at the ceiling since that's where it was pointing. Finders keepers, eh? Into my pocket it went. There he goes. There he goes. Someone arrest this guy, please. Yes. Yes.
Hold it!
Would you mind translating your song into, plain speech? Hello? I shall simplify it once more, just for you, esteemed knight of the court. First of all, let's talk about love. It's a pretty neat slant rhyme for cove.
Is it cove then? How do you say cove?
Cove.
Love cove. Okay, yeah, it is a slant rhyme. Okay, just checking. Who's thinking? Question.
Hang on!
Hang on.
Mr. Amir, you seem to be pondering something very deeply. Blah. You caught me unawares. You caught me unawares there, Bluey. Did something in Mr. Birdley's statement catch your attention just now? Nah, nothing in particular. I was just thinking.
I don't know what his accent's doing. It's fine.
That bard song really got to me. I really kind of feel it in my heart. I appreciate your appreciation of my art. I meant to ask you something. Why don't you become the private bard, musing all about the heroic life of Amir Punchenbug in the first? I could gladly sing of your adventures if it pleases you, kind sir. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Show me what you got. Very well. As per your request, O Grand Emir Punchenbug the First, will new fortune quench your thirst? Having bravely filched the golden arm, now you've duped the pawn shop man. I hope my song was to your liking, sir. Ha ha! Yeah. Very poetic. Your drinking manner is quite inspiring, but whatever is that skull bottle hiding?
Did you just notice this, Phoenix?
So we've learned nothing useful at all, just that Amir has questionable taste in music. Sometimes it is best not to probe too deeply, Sir Blue Knight. Well then, let us just proceed. Let us just pretend we heard none of that and proceed with the interrogation.
I'm sure I have to present something, but I don't know
Hold
what.
it!
I have to go through my evidence after we. You look distressed, buddy.
Then we have the word witch, and its homophone, witch. Right? Next, we have the delightful consonants of beloved and bewitched. It is ultimately a song about confusion. I'm confused. To be honest, there's nothing more to it. It is merely an artistic expression of my feelings. So it's got nothing to do with this case, does it? I am a well of melodious words and poetic music. That is my only claim.
Oh, dearie me.
Hang on!
Luke, would you like to say something?
Oh, sorry. Guess I spaced out for a bit. What is it, Mr. Wright?
You seem to be thinking pretty hard about something during Mr. Birdley's song, or testimony? I don't know, just now. Is there something you would like to share with us?
Well, I've been thinking about what Mr. Barnum said a while ago.
What was that exactly?
Hello? What am I getting buzzed for?
That humans who witness magic become confused and lose sight of what's real, and they end up not knowing what actually might happen. What actually happened? Well, I was thinking Mr. Barnum might be right. And then it occurred to me that there might be a way. I mean, we do have with us a witness who isn't human.
Huh?
Oh, dearie me.
The situation seems oddly familiar.
I asked him earlier if he remembers the events clearly or not. You said he has a memory better than an elephant and remembers everything perfectly well.
Do parrots have a good memory? No. Or, no, that's ravens. Our results show that parrots could remember their own behavior for up to 12 to 15 seconds. Cool. But they do remember their human keeper. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know about this one. Just a little bit of Luke magic.
Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. Luke can talk to animals, and I guess he won't get called a witch. We won't worry about this. We will not worry about this.
Mr. Wright, I know it sounds crazy, but please let me try. Let me ask Cracker to testify.
Luke, you are talking to the only man that this is not, like, completely unhinged to. So, like, you really lucked out, buddy. You really lucked out. Ah! Oh, dearie me.
Should I? I'm stuck now anyway, and the witnesses' testimonies are all over the place. A new testimony would be a wild card, but it might just be the thing to turn this trial on its head. But it's a crazy idea, alright? One that I've already done before anyway. If I make a mistake now, it'll put me in a tight spot. And also, I know they said this magic thing is gendered, but, you know. Defender, are you still with us? This is not the time nor place for daydreaming. What do you intend to do? It looks as though you've exhausted all means for counterattack, Sir Blue Knight. No, Sir Knight in Blue, fuck. Is it not time for you to drop your sword? If you have no further questions for the witnesses, Defender, I will consider your interrogation finished. What will it be then? Are we finished here? I've got zero time to think it over. Better make a choice now. Should I summon the parrot as a witness?
Obviously, but let me save just because we haven't saved yet tonight. Phoenix Wright is never gonna pass on hearing an animal testify.
Your Honor, the defense would like to summon a new witness. A new witness, you say? Who do you have in mind? It's a witness you all know by the name of Mr. Cracker. Mr. Cracker? Though I know of no man by that name.
Mr. Cracker?
The defense summons its new witness, Mr. Cracker the parrot. A parrot as a witness?
Broken lights, broken lights.
Objection!
Oh, shut up!
This is the witness court. Joking around would be considered contempt of court.
Objection!
Mr. Cracker witnessed the crime. He saw it happen, and he heard it too. He's as valid a witness as the others.
Objection!
So now you're speciest, huh? Misogynistic and speciest? No. That bird is nothing but a pet animal. Referring to it as Mr. will not change
Objection!
that. Humans are confused by magic to the extent that they lose sight of what's real. That's what you yourself said, Inquisitor Zacharias Barnum.
Objection!
Calling me by my full name does not help justify such rash foolishness. The Inquisition is against interrogating a parrot. By the way, kind sirs, I suppose you should know that my dear companion never forgets a sound he hears. Remembers everything he hears, huh?
It's definitely worth asking Cracker to testify.
The court sees the situation as follows. The witnesses' testimonies do not hold together. In fact, they are as erratic as that bard's songs. I cannot see this trial getting any more confusing. Very well, the defense may summon this avian witness. Can you believe it? What's up with Mr. Bluesuit summoning a parrot as a witness?
Summoning? Does he mean like how the familiar was summoned?
By hook or by crook, I'll do whatever I can to save Maya. Be it summoning a parrot or a familiar, whatever it takes.
Within the boundaries of the law, of course. Yeah, sure. Sure.
Layton music.
Alright. Witness, state your name and
Objection!
You cut off the music!
Not so fast, I hardly even know where to begin, but first of all, what's the matter with that boy looking so pleased with himself? He looks like the cat that got the cream.
Oh, that'd be me, wouldn't it? Don't mind me, just think of me as a perch for Cracker, that's all.
And just what is the purpose of questioning a bird? A parrot may be able to repeat what others say, but it cannot talk on its own.
Objection! It's precisely because Cracker doesn't talk in his own words that he's certain to tell us the truth.
What?
Cracker remembers every sound he hears, even just the once with absolute perfection. So let's have him testify exactly what he heard.
And if Cracker can repeat every sound, I'd say this should be a valuable testimony. I cannot believe this is happening. Well, witness that cannot talk will not lie either. The idea is much to my liking. Well then, may our new witness Cracker testify to the court? We wish to know exactly what you heard from the beginning of the incident.
Alright, my testimony. The golden statue. Uh-oh. I'm so sorry. I was just like, I'm gonna cough right now. Alright. The golden statue and the scepter. Bestie, me too. Wait. Alright.
Objection!
What's this now?
Why, those are the sounds of the incident. Exactly as Crocker heard them.
Oh, I have like a tickle in my throat now. Ugh.
Ludicrous. Evidently this is nothing but a farce after all. What do you mean, Inquisitor Barnum? I must admit I found the parrot's testimony quite impressive. Even if that bird can accurately recall the sounds, it is clearly useless when it comes to the order of events. You mean there's a problem with the order? First, the witch used magic to turn the victim into gold. Then the witnesses arrived. It is reasonable to assume they cried out in terror when they did so. And yet, this testimony does not accurately convey such an order of events. It starts with a sudden scream, followed by the door abruptly opening, and then a witness crying out. Next, we hear the victim having turned into gold falling down, so far reasonable. But then the real issue is as follows. The parrot seems to think the witch cast her spell after the witnesses entered. Such a suggestion is inconceivable. The reason is simple. At the time, the victim had already been turned into gold. Indeed, it is as you say, Inquisitor Barnum. The parrot's capacity for imitation is excellent, and I will concede that its testimony does have some entertainment value. However, this animal's testimony cannot be allowed to stand as proof in this honorable court of law.
Alright, I forgot the others are like, sorry. Videos played when I opened a message that my friend sent me.
Oh, don't write Cracker off just like that.
Do you now see how foolish you were to summon this parrot as a witness? Ugh, not good, Phoenix. Not good at all. Should I really go through with this cross-examination? When it feels like everyone in this court is against me?
What are you gonna... Yes, cross-examine like a parrot. You fool.
The defense wishes to cross-examine the witness. What? Are you serious? Did you not hear what I said? Are you choosing to ignore my words? A witness cannot talk, cannot lie either. This parrot's testimony is the naked truth. He's simply repeating the sounds as he heard them. It's humans who make assumptions about the meanings of those sounds and arbitrarily decide whether the testimony's good or not. But as knights of the court, shouldn't we be striving to uncover the truth to which this parrot holds the key? The truth, you say? Very well. Show us the truth that this bird purportedly knows. Interrogate that parrot. Meanwhile, I shall enjoy the show.
Will you? Will you do it, Mr. Wright?
Ugh. Do you think it's hopeless?
Yeah, really fucking helpful, this fella.
Defender, you may interrogate the witness.
Cross-examination. Okay. I don't remember how to do this one. What do I have, actually? Case outline. And... Familia, Goldor, Demir, Ignacy. So we don't have the other one yet. Okay. Oh, hello, Hannah. Yeah, I didn't post about it anywhere tonight, so that's why no one's here. I think it's just you. It might be you and the lurker. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play the whole time tonight. I don't know if I'm going to end early or stop early, but like I'm not feeling good. And this is not an awesome case to be doing when you're not feeling good. So, you know, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna see what happens. Alright, I guess we're just pressing all these. I don't remember how I did this last time.
That's Maya screaming.
Oh, yeah. I may have let out a teeny scream. I was so horrified when the professor suddenly turned into gold like that, right before my eyes.
So that's when...
Objection!
You're so annoying. The accused seems to yearn for the flame so much that she cannot wait to receive her punishment. If she wishes to live any longer, she would be wise to remain silent.
I'm really sorry. I won't talk again, I promise.
Unfortunately for you, Sir Blue Knight, there is no way you can prove that it was the voice of the accused.
Objection!
You're wrong, Inquisitor. All we need to do here is have her voice print analyzed and we'll know straight up. Wait. Analyze what? A voice print? It's nothing. Just forget what I said. Oh boy, this world is driving me crazy.
Yeah, it's the modern technology of voice print.
Well then, you may carry on with the interrogation.
Hold it!
Was that the sound of a door being opened?
Oh god, I love this sprite. This one's so cute. It's just so cute. I love it. I know Luke is having a terrible time right now, but like he has some really, really, really cute sprites with Cracker. Like look at him. Look at this little guy. I think he should get a bird. I think Luke should look at his parents and be like, all right, you're making me move to the United States. That's fine, but I want a bird. I will be getting a bird. And I think Clark fucking hates it purely because Clark can also talk to animals. And the bird is very aware that Clark can talk to animals. And Clark is like, I don't want to talk to you right now. And the bird is like, I'm about to talk to you so much. I'm gonna say so many words to you while you're trying to work. This is where I live now.
Hang on!
Excuse me, Mr. Birdley. How may I help you, sir? I'd been meaning to ask this before, but why are you still on the witness stand? Are you suggesting I should leave my dear partner alone with strangers who cannot even sing? Huh? The very sight of Cracker causes the finest of songs to effortlessly form in my mind.
This guy fucking loves his bird. He is this bird's biggest fan.
Stewed in cheddar or smoked cheese. I like my crackers with any of these.
Honestly, kind of a mood.
That was the Cracker song. Is it not crisp and full of flavor? Right. Anyway, would you mind remaining quiet for the rest of Cracker's cross-examination? I suddenly got the bunches. Continue their interrogation.
Luke is literally like so smiley about this bird on his head. He is having like mental breakdowns, but I think Cracker sitting on him like a perch is actually fixing him a little. You know? Like, I think this is actually fixing him. Like, this is actually helping. This is therapy for him.
Hold it!
I think we can all agree that this sounds like Miss Primstone, right?
When we entered the room, we all kind of reacted in surprise. I'm going to keep talking for a moment, but I guess the teacher's voice stifled all the rest.
Miss Primstone is known for her stentorian voice of authority, allowing her to easily rise above the chatter of unruly children. Her voice would still be ringing in the pupils' ears long after the class had finished. That takes me back.
How old is Barnum again? Do I have profiles with ages in this one? Do you guys get ages? You guys don't get ages, do you? She's so cute. Look at him. Look at his big ears. Also, I think it's funny because I feel like in a lot of Layton art, he has like hair on this side too, but he just got one little curl in this one. Okay, wait, how old is Zach? Zacharias Barnum. I always spell his name wrong. I always give it a U. Does he not have an age? I don't think he has an age. I think we all just made up an age. We all just gave him an age. Yeah, we just gave him an age. Good for him. Why is this open? This should be closed. I don't want this open. Alright,
If only Maya's scream was as easily recognizable. Maya, you gotta work on that.
Right, let's move on to the next sound.
we're actually gonna go back, baby. We're going back and we're gonna be listening to what Birdley has to say.
Hold it!
I really would kill to have this game ported. I think it's so fun.
Hang on!
Mr. Birdley, can I ask you something? So many questions for Burley the Bard, but most of them I shall disregard. I felt your keen gaze upon me for a while now. You can't help admiring me, can you?
Okay.
The statement you heard earlier, was there anything you'd like to comment on? And not whether I'm admiring you or not? I wonder if there was. My peerless companion, what do you think?
Hang on! Hang on! Hang on! Hang on! Great.
Oh, Mr. Wright! He's imitating you perfectly! How adorable!
I can't say I share your love for the Birdespella. It feels like it's mocking me.
Hang on!
Carry on with the interrogation.
Okay, I'm glad I went back and did both. Clang!
Hold it!
Phoenix is like, well, now I'm not gonna say hang on. You made me feel embarrassed.
That must be the sound of the professor falling over.
I guess. Phoenix just like looks at the gold professor next to him and is like,
Oh boy. Professor?
can you shut up for a second, Birdley? Luke is having a moment.
I guess I'd better not pursue this one.
Luke, you poor thing. He's fine again. Don't worry, he's fine. Here, we gotta press Birdley. Birdley, we're having a trauma moment. A A trauma moment.
La 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 la.
La 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 la. Okay.
Hang on!
Mr. Birdley, can I ask you something? So many questions for Birdley the Bard, but most of them I shall disregard.
I can't believe they didn't write something like, I can't tell if they're trying to be like, yeah, this guy actually sucks at music. I can't believe that's what they decided to write, that they were going to play every single time he does a fucking song, because it's so annoying.
I have felt your keen gaze
Gaze okay. Admiring me. Hang on! Dodo!
Hold it!
That's the magic incantation, isn't it?
No, it isn't! Do I have to present them? I might have to present it. I'll do that after this, and I'll save beforehand. They succeeded. They did.
Objection!
Preposterous. At this stage, the victim was already on the floor. The transmutation spell had to have been used much earlier than that.
Oh god, hiccups. Oh no.
I wonder. Luke, what about you? Did you hear the incantation too?
La 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 la.
Luke, Phoenix, I don't know how to tell you this. I feel like Luke was probably disassociating real hard. I don't think that was a good moment for him.
I'm sorry, I can't seem to remember. After I saw the professor in that state, my memory of what happened next just isn't clear.
I'm sorry, Luke. I know this is very painful for you. Anyhow, the important thing is that incantation. Somehow, I get the feeling there's something odd about it. It just doesn't seem quite right.
Okay, we have to go through the ending, and then we have to redo it and talk to Birdley, and then I think we have to redo it again and present the book.
Do you think there's anything important in Tracker's testimony?
There does seem to be a fundamental problem with what he repeated. Why would the incantation come after the professor was turned to gold?
But Mr. Cracker can't tell lies, right?
Yeah, he can only repeat the sounds he's heard.
It's kind of funny how many times in this game they're like, we slightly misheard something, and that's how this happened.
Maybe we're just misinterpreting Cracker's testimony. For the time being, let's have another blah blah. We know.
Yes, of course.
Okay. I think I could probably just present, but I want to talk to Birdley first just in case.
Objection! La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Hang on!
Mr. Birdley, can I ask you something?
Okay. This guy's just fucking singing over here. Ah, fuck, I clicked too many times! Shit, we have to do it again! Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Hold on, I want to write this down before I forget. I forgot how to type like 8 times during that message. Dodo! God, it's so funny that he's in our pocket. He's in our fucking pocket. I like to imagine that when they like say like a whole giant thing is in evidence, I like to imagine that someone has 3, like mostly this is for like the for the mainline games. I imagine someone is back there 3D printing things. And I like to imagine that someone handed Phoenix like a tiny little gold layton that's like a Monopoly piece, and Phoenix is just like, thank you? They're like, this is so you can keep track of what you've got. And Phoenix is like, okay. That's the only one that's different. That's the only one that isn't a little 3D model or like a plush. In DGS, I imagine that like Iris is making them like little toys. That one is giant because there is nothing funnier to me than the stage show where they're just toting around this big bear. In case anyone was curious what's going on in my mind at any given moment, it's me imagining Phoenix holding up this tiny little golden professor that has been sitting in his like breast pocket. I think this is...
Objection!
Yeah, there we go. Also, hello Sarah, welcome.
There is a critical contradiction in this testimony. We are all aware of that, Sir Blue Knight. This contradiction is between your so-called desire to find the truth and the fact that you are interrogating a parrot.
I can't remember if they do, like... I can't exactly entirely remember how they do it, but they definitely are, there's definitely, like, a bunch of, like, bear plushes, and, like, a bear, you know, like the one with stuff inside of it, because, I so vividly remember, like, a tiny Pearl, the Pearl actress with the giant bear. Wandering around, and it's really good. I don't think I have a picture of it on me at the moment, but it's like my favorite shot. So like they definitely had giant stuffed bears that were on stage, and I feel like Edgeworth grabs a bear at some point for some reason. But yeah, I love that part. She's like, the bear is bigger than her. It's great. Hello, Nikki. The versus is going okay. I was faster when no one was here, actually. Hannah was right. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. How do they even do this? Where did this come from? Whose sick joke is it to make this so fast? And he is hiding it from Luke. He's just like, he won't show it to Luke. No, you're so fine. I just like... no one was here, and I was just like, I'm just gonna get through as much of this as possible. But I also, that was part where all you had to do was press every single person to move on to the parrot stuff. So I was basically just voice acting, and that's all I had to do for like the first like 20 minutes or something. So it wasn't like I had to like think about what to do. Like that's the part where like you have to press everyone, and then Phoenix is like, shit, the fuck?
That's not what I'm talking about, Inquisitor. There is a contradiction here that makes one thing particularly clear. Rhyming. The fact that we have clearly all made a wrong assumption. How so?
Luke, can you ask Cracker to repeat the incantation once more?
Right you are.
God, he's so cute!
Godor! Godor!
Why didn't they have him say it that time? Say it for me. Make my job easier.
Godor.
Yeah, we've listened to it like 17 times, buddy.
According to the Grand Grimoire, the name of the gold transmutation spell is Goldor. Whoever named these was kinda lame. Now, Inquisitor, it would seem to me that the spell we've just heard is in fact a different one entirely. Well, I never. Unbelievable. Goldor and Godor.
Objection!
This is ridiculous. That wretched bird must have misheard the incantation. Cracker is able to imitate sounds perfectly. The incantation was indeed misheard, but only by the people hearing it.
Objection!
The victim was found already in his golden state. That is proof enough that the Goldor spell was used.
Objection!
But you're forgetting that Cracker heard this incantation after the spell had already taken place. Bam. Which makes it entirely possible that this Godor spell was used as well. In other words, another spell besides the gold transmutation magic must also have been used. Another spell that we haven't yet considered? Now, the next question that needs to be asked is, just what is this Godor spell?
Objection!
I guess there's no index in this.
Utter foolishness, this is absurd. As convenient as it would be for you, there is no way that a spell by the name of Godor exists.
Oh, Mr. Wright.
Huh? What is it?
I found it. The page about the spell. Godor. It's listed in the Grand Grimoire. Right here.
It exists. What?
Oh, us in the broken lighting. They really lose some of the cinematography when it's just a solid block of blue.
Order, order! I demand order. Just like I thought, Cracker remembered it exactly. But then, what kind of magic is this Godor? Do you go to the door?
Well, my lord, the Grand Grimoire describes it in the following way. Godor creates a portal on two sides of green-coloured walls. The portal will disappear after 5 minutes.
I just need to take a moment. This shit's goofy as fuck. I love this game with my whole heart. This shit is nonsense. Like, why would Arthur Cantabella even think this one was necessary? Like, why didn't he take out, like, a D&D manual and then, like, just change the names of the one that he once said, you know what? He didn't even need to change the names. He should have just taken a D&D manual and been like, I can figure out how to make that one work. I can make that one work, that one work, that one work, that one work, that one work. And just use those. Because what is the purpose? I said this before. I've said this so many times while, like, talking about this game. If I had two magic spells, and having them made me someone who would be instantly put to death if found out. And one of my magic spells was can make green walls a portal, but it has to be one wall. Two sides of green colored walls. It's not like you can like paint your whole house blue and then like green and then like have like one in your office and one in your bedroom, like on different floors, and just walk between the two as needed. Like, that's just a window. Just put in a window. It's the worst spell. It's a terrible spell. This is a bad spell. This one's bad. This one's bad. Yeah, like, why even make teleport spells in the first place? That's so much work. Just don't make teleporting spells part of your magic system. Cantabella sucks for so many reasons. He's one of the worst Layton dads. He's very high up on the bad dad list, if not the highest. No, he's not the highest. He's real high up on the bad dad list. He's a shitty friend and partner. He's overall a bad person, and he's so shit at worst indie game designer. I'm giving him a low-ass rating on Itch.io. Like, what the fuck is this, buddy? What is this? God, I can't stand this man. I wish he had died at the end. That would have been more narratively fulfilling than Espella and Eve being like, we're gonna be a family now. Like, just kill him. Just kill him. They don't need him. They don't need him. They don't.
Creates a portal on green-colored walls.
Barnum is like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
A portal spell?
The spell Godor has been bookmarked in the Grand Grimoire.
Yeah, like, I'll bury you myself. Get in there, bitch. Godor, portal spell. Creates a portal on two sides of green-colored walls. The portal will disappear after 5 minutes. Oh, I already read that as a spell. It's fine. Yeah. And that's why he signed up for this. He was like, my life sucks and I like D&D. I'm gonna do this. And then he got in this, and it's like the worst. Like, if he had his memories, he would have been like, Cantabella, your game sucks ass. Your game is bad, man. This campaign is shit. You could easily, you know how people like to be like, how people like to make like everything kind of like a D&D AU, like the characters are playing D&D. I've seen it for like all sorts of things. I've seen it for Ace Attorney even. I think it would be, it'd be very funny if this was if all of this was a D&D, was the characters playing D&D and Barnum like complained too much about like Arthur's shitty world building, so in the end of the campaign, Arthur just fucking put his character in like jail for like the last 2 sessions because Barnum pissed him off too bad. Because he's a vindictive DM. He would be a vindictive DM. Yeah, Godor? What the fuck? This is stupid. That's why he's actually in jail for the end of this game, and we don't get any resolve with Barnum. He pissed off Cantabella because he was like, why the fuck is there magic where it's just Godor? Why is that a thing? Who did that? You're the storyteller. Why'd you do that? Pissed him off too much. He threw him in the dungeon.
Aren't you a lucky man? It appears even the Grand Grimoire is on your side. But Eve's the one complaining about you railroading us. However, there is a fatal flaw in your explanation. Huh? What? What flaw is that, Inquisitor? It is really quite simple. Think back to how alchemists' study looked at the time of the incident. Do you remember any green walls? Because I do not. There were none. It's right there, bitch. Use your eyes. Right there. Come on, Barnum. All the walls were coated with white plaster. I actually was about to make that joke, Sarah, because we were playing Bridge to Turnabout last night, and we just got to the part where everyone is like, yep, Maya is written on that stone lantern in blood. And Godot is like, fucking what? There's fucking what on the stone lantern? There's what on it? And everyone's like, yeah, can you not see the blood? The writing in blood? Can you not see the... Are you not seeing the blood? And then Phoenix is like, oh right, he said he can't see things because of his eyes. Damn. In other words, it was impossible to use Godor in that room. That's not true. I too have visited the alchemist's study since the incident. I remember very well that all the walls in that room were a dull shade of white. Fine white. Your little theory was interesting, Sir Knight in blue, fuck, but it has proven to be nothing more than that. A mere wild guess. As long as you cannot prove that this Godor spell was used, your little theory shall be considered no further. In all honesty, lady, I was very surprised to learn of such a spell's existence. However,
I cannot believe... Like, I mean, I can, because, like, Arthur Cantabella is making things up by the fucking day out here. But it's really funny to imagine that, like, there is a book with pretty much every spell in existence out there that was sitting in the library. Like, yes, we had to get permission to take it out, but that the Inquisitors do not have it memorized or a list of spells somewhere. Some kind of way to, like, easily flip through them in their mind. Like, they're just like, surely there's not a spell. And a spell is like, it's actually right here. I found it already. And they're like, fuck! God damn, like, why have none of you read the book? I know the answer, but like, why have none of you read the book?
As long as it was impossible to have used the spell at the crime scene, your deduction leads just nowhere. So let me ask you now. Yes, Your Honor? Do you perchance have any proof that you could show us? Can you prove that it was feasible for the witch to have used Godor in that room? This is no coincidence. That spell must have been used at the crime scene. But do I have proof that it was even possible to use Godor?
I'm gonna save for that one.
It's been on my mind for a while, that inexplicable mark. It has to be the evidence that ties up all the loose ends. The defense wishes to present evidence. Impossible.
Yeah, why were you at the witch trials?
The determination in your eyes made me think you would.
It's wild to me that, like, they don't really, like, say out loud in the courtroom, like, Luke talks to animals. They don't say that. But Phoenix does say, like, hey, Luke, can you tell Cracker to repeat this thing? And then they, like, kind of just, like, silently look at each other. And I'm like, it's like, we're at a witch trial. I know it's, like, the gender thing, but it's so wild to me that no one's like, is he talking to that bird? Hello? Weird.
Now, then we should allow the defense to present its evidence to the court, present the proof that the spell Godor was used at the scene of the crime.
Take that!
Take that. Oh, yeah, that's just alchemy. You're so right. That's on me. You're right. That one's just alchemy. Obviously, I forgot. I'm so sorry. That's my mistake.
The walls in the study are coated with white plaster. Not all of them, though. There is just one spot, which is green. Oh, there is! I noticed it when investigating the crime scene. You may recall that there was a small painting behind the desk. And for some reason, the wall behind it was painted green. It was what? I recall seeing that painting myself too. If we look at this floor plan,
Little babies, look at them.
I'd say it was around here.
Mr. Wright, I'll mark it on the floor plan.
Floor plan updated in the court record.
It's been bothering me since I saw it, but now it's clear what it was. At the time of the incident, a portal opened up behind that painting. In other words, that was the wall utilized for the spell Godor. Godor is such a...
Objection!
Ah!
You're certainly persistent. You just want a portal to be there so much, don't you? The wall behind the painting was green, and that's a fact. Incidentally, I remember that painting well. It was a small landscape piece. About the size of, say, an open grand grimoire.
Why do you have one? Wait, is that the same one that we had? Are we, like, throwing it back and forth? And if not, why didn't you check for the fucking spell?
Yes, it was about that size indeed. A small, adorable picture. Even if a portal had opened in that small patch of green, no person would be able to pass through it. In fact, they'd just about be able to put their arm through at the most. So will you please explain how a witch could possibly have escaped through a portal this small?
He's right, Mr. Wright. No one could have got through a portal that small.
Isn't that what that guy in Dungeon Mesh? I don't know. Isn't that what that blonde dude in the armor does? He pulls something out of his chest plate. He pulls a book out. I feel like I've seen that gif multiple times since the show aired. I can probably find it. Oh, I don't fucking know. I've never seen. Let's dungeon. Mouse pulls book out of armor. Can I want the GIF. GIF. I swear to God I've seen this. Can I not find this now? That's embarrassing. Oh, this is awkward. I kept seeing it on Tumblr. Well, here, I'll just post about it. Maybe someone will be able to send it to me. have that gif from Dungeon of pulling a book out of their armor to prove it exists. Thank you. I've never seen this show. I really hope someone can find this for me. If not, I'm gonna have to find it somehow by like going through the tag, which is gonna be a nightmare. But I know it's out there. I know I've seen it because I saw it so many times. He just pulls a book out. I assume it's a cookbook. I thought his thing was he's the cook. But I know nothing about this show at all, except all the things I know about that show and manga. And I also know that the English name for it sucks. Isn't it like... It's what is it? Done. I was like, you've got to be kidding. Delicious in Dungeon. Yeah, that... No. No, no. It's not a good one. I kind of feel the same about Buddy Daddies. I thought that show was really cute. I think the name Buddy Daddies isn't very good. And the reason I keep thinking it's not very good is because the amount of times I was talking to someone and called it Baby Daddies was like astronomical. And that one wasn't based on anything. They could have called that shit anything, and they went with Buddy Daddies. They wanted me to fail. They wanted me to fail.
Have you anything to say? Or are you so crushed by the retaliation of your mistake that words fail you? Okay, rude. The portal was too small for a person. It doesn't require that much thinking to figure it out.
Now they're just being mean to each other.
But that aside, a very obvious question remains. If it wasn't a human, then what could have passed through that portal?
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Flirting.
You have put an interesting spin on things. Why don't you answer your own question? You talk as if you know everything, so please enlighten us. A small portal was opened in the wall at the crime scene, and I have all the clues as to what that could mean. What went through the portal was...
I actually don't remember. I don't remember what I'm supposed to be saying.
I don't think this is it. No human could have passed through a portal that small. Even a witch couldn't have pulled that off. So are you finally forsaking your mistaken assumptions? I haven't finished, Inquisitor. The fact remains that something else could have passed through that portal.
Oh! I think I did click the right thing, because I think what this part is someone throwing the Talia Magica. I think that's what this is. I was like, what am I trying to prove right now? Oh no, Hannah, I'm so sorry. That sucks. My sister's giving me updates on her friend's relationship. Why? Why are they giving me... Why am I getting updates on this?
Oh, and just what would that be, Sir Blue Knight? The portal was created after the professor had been turned into gold. The witch had a good reason behind that. She must have had to move something through that portal.
Oh, I found it! I found it! I found it! I was... I found the GIF. Hold on, I have to send it to myself and send it into the chat. I was scrolling through in the background through the dungeon meshing tag. Like, I was like, oh, come on, it's out here somewhere. Okay, I sent it to myself, and now I'm gonna send it to you to prove that I know what I'm talking about. But I could also, do I have a window cap?
What?
Window capture. Yeah, let's do that. There you go. I just wanted to put proof. I found it! I did it! So yeah, it's real. Just cause like with the VODs it's hard to get links. There you go. You're fucking welcome. I was gonna call it his bra. You should have done it. You should have committed. And it wasn't a cookbook, it was the monster guide, so it fits. It fits, and it works.
You have captured my curiosity. I'd like to know what passed through the portal. Tell us, what did the witch use that magic portal for?
Let me just say it, but I'm pretty sure that this is what I'm doing.
Take that!
Hell yes. Considering the state of the crime scene, there is just one possible answer. And that is the Talia Magica.
Objection!
What? What is this now? The Talia Magica was found at the crime scene. A portal had nothing to do with it.
Objection!
Smell of conjure windowsill for a pie to cool upon.
Inquisitor Barnum, you're making the wrong assumption.
There's a lot of assumptions being made in this. I mean, you know, it's fake, so it doesn't matter. They can do what they want.
Wrong assumption.
The witch wasn't trying to remove evidence from the crime scene. She wanted to plant it.
She threw the witch's scepter into the room through that portal.
Objection!
You and your crazy theories. Do you even realize what you're saying? If she threw the stuff into the room, that means...
Exactly. She did it to deceive us. Her goal was to make us draw the wrong conclusions.
When the incident took place, the witch herself wasn't in the room. She cast the spell from outside. What?
Yeah, this doesn't work.
Order, 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 I say!
And that's not all. There's even more proof that the staff was thrown into the room from outside.
What proof?
That proof is none other than Layton's previously severed right arm. I bet you forgot he was standing next to me. In the middle of all the action, the shades had to knock everyone out, saw a hole in the wall, clean up the plaster dust, to wake everyone up. I like to imagine that, like, they just have, like, that already pops out, you know? Like, they did that last time. It already pops out. They just, like, put, like, paint around it to just kind of, like, hold it in, and we're like, I hope no one touches this. Like, it's like, they literally just, like, all that's holding that piece of wall in is just, like, the paint sealing it. And so someone just kind of punched it and painted it back in and was like, no one touch the fucking wall. Make sure no one touches the wall. Knock them out if they try to touch it. We don't have time for this.
The victim's arm? How does that prove anything? None of the witnesses have testified they saw the witch's scepter. However, a few of them claim to have heard it rattling across the floor. That's right. I'm right. Please take a look at this floor plan. Since the arm was standing upright here, we know the defendant couldn't have been the one who to have dropped the scepter. Now think about it. Where would you need to drop the scepter from in order for it to end up here? Oh! No. That's right. The scepter could only have come from the small portal created by the spell Godor.
These two are just hanging out. Luke and Bertley are just, like, hanging out now. Like, they aren't doing anything anymore. They're just, like, vibing. Holy shit, this person follows me? Why? Anyway.
This is most unexpected. The witch wasn't in the room when the crime occurred. Or at least that's the defense's claim. It's the only thing that explains all the contradictions we've run into.
Objection!
Javelin throw. Bam.
Sir Blue Knight, with that imagination of yours, you could inspire to write fantasies.
Nope. Fuck. That was completely wrong.
Sir Blue Knight, with that imagination of yours, you could aspire to write fantasy stories. A nice try, I must admit. However, this line of assertion is futile. There is a glaring contradiction in your words. Another contradiction? Whatever are you referring to, Inquisitor Barnum? This is the Talia Magica that was used in this incident. As we have established, there are 2 magic gems in it. One for the gold transmutation spell, Goldor, and one for the shadow familiar spell, Familia.
Fuck. Tongue-tied.
A witch in possession of this staff would not have been able to cast Goldor. Yeah, and I think that's dumb.
I think you think it's dumb too, Barnum.
Yes, you're absolutely right. But you can't write off all of the evidence that supports my theory as mere coincidence.
I changed how that was written.
Why must your agreement always be followed by a but? What I'm getting at is, this Talia Magica is not genuine. Not genuine? That's right. And naturally, the one responsible for this deception is the real culprit of the crime. Enough of the suspense, it's too much for a man of my age. The defense shall reveal what is meant by this so-called deception.
Oh god. I'm good. I'm gonna save this because I don't remember how exact this needs to be. But I think it's the fact that this one's here at all. That's not where you fix it.
Got it!
Great. Oh no, I'm almost out of drink. First, I want to clarify one thing. Can we be certain that the Talia Magica in question is authentic?
Without a doubt.
How do you know that? Did you use it to cast magic? How do you know this? How do you know? How do you test these to know they're genuine and not fake? How do you know? How do you know? I don't know why someone would be making counterfeit Talia Magica, but how do you know?
The metal rod in its center is called the Spina Magica. The witch's mark on its tip is clearly visible and highly detailed. It's impossible to forge.
Because I said so.
Even by the finest craftsman in all Labyrinthia. I can guarantee you its authenticity.
So that's just... you know what? No. I mean, maybe I can buy that, like, the people within Labyrinthia do not have the skills for this, because maybe they didn't have someone who was, like, a highly skilled metal worker who signed up for this psychological experiment. Humanity has been doing incredibly detailed gold work for a very long time. So maybe you guys just need to get good. That's all I'm saying. Because I was going to be like, oh, well, I guess they use some kind of technology to do that. But then I thought about it and I was like, no, we hand make a lot of really intricate gold jewelry and other gold work. Like, there's a lot of very detailed metal work that is done without the use of modern day technology. So, I don't know. Get good, Labyrinthians. Yeah. Sorry to the craftsmen in Labyrinthia, but, like, maybe just, like, be better at your jobs? I don't know. Maybe just be better.
That leaves us with only one possibility. The forgery in question is the Familia magic gem. What? A forged magic gem?
Objection!
None of these gems are real, they're all plastic.
That is an insult to our investigators.
Objection!
They don't know plastic is, so.
Only witches can use the power of these magic gems, can't they?
So tell me, how can you know whether a magic gem is the real thing or not? That's what I'm saying!
Objection!
Hold it there. We know for certain that the spell Goldor was used. It is undoubtedly not forged.
Exactly, Sarah. You're so right. Phoenix took an art history course and is dying to if a dump on how wrong Barnum is. He's like itching. He's like itching. You know, when you're just like, ooh, his like skin is crawling. He's stressed. He's so stressed about it.
But what about Famalia? Did anyone actually see a familiar at the crime scene? That's... 3 months ago, when an investigation was carried out into Sir Belduke's death, the results yielded the following conclusion. The spell Famalia has been used to summon a familiar, which in turn carried out the murder. And the witch used exactly that to her advantage. Another similar incident at the same crime scene. Don't you think that would be the perfect opportunity for the witch to frame the defendant for her crimes? The defendant would be blamed for both the professor and Sir Belduke's deaths, and she'd be taken for the real witch. Oh, that was the real culprit's objective. I'm so fucking sick of you.
These two haven't said shit! They're just hanging out now. It's so funny when, like, the game is like, we don't need the witnesses right now, but we are gonna cut to them every once in a while, because they are technically here.
There is an old chapter in the Magic Archive, an old collection of tales of the occult, about the way to test whether or not a magic gem is genuine.
Why the fuck haven't we done that?
How can we test it, my lord? It is very simple. A genuine magic gem is composed of a mineral with a density lower than
That of pure
All you need to do is see if the magic gem floats on water. That is simple indeed. All non-magical minerals in our world, with the exception of sepiolite. Sephiolite, and a few other special kinds sink in water.
The magic gems are all plastic, yeah! They're fake as fuck! Look, we once bought way too many eggs, so at one point I was like sitting there in the kitchen for like 10 minutes, slowly putting eggs in water and seeing where they ended up and sorting which ones were good or bad, and I was like, we gotta do something with these eggs, man.
These eerily sparkling magic gems, however, will never sink when put into water.
They're fucking plastic. It's so funny. Arthur, that was actually Arthur being cheap. This was actually, he was like, well, we spent a lot of government money on this, and I can't afford. I just can't afford this, which is like really funny when you think about it, because that means like that gold one has to float. So even though it's really easy to test gold, that one is also plastic.
Bailiff, remove this magic gem for immediate examination.
The magic gems are fake.
What's up with this trial? That's not how it was supposed to be.
It's all right, darling. Don't cry. You'll get to see a witch burning today. Sir Barnum never disappoints. Hush now, there.
This one's so funny. This town is so fucked up. This mom is like, don't worry, kiddo. Someone will die. You'll see an execution, baby.
Defender, if your theory is correct, this could be the biggest occult crime in history.
Bigger than the town burning down? Maybe.
But another important question remains. I wonder if you can answer it. Who is this supposed real witch that threw the Talia Magica through the portal? The real witch. There's only one person that comes to mind. Frankly, I still find it hard to believe, but it's the only possibility. Once I indict her, there'll be no turning back. Knowing the consequences, should I give them her name?
Mr. Wright. In Labyrinthia, witches are punished by fire. I know you think that's going too far. But even in a world that seems so insane to you, those who take the lives of others must be punished. That's a universal law, isn't it?
The witch turned the professor into a golden statue. And that's not all. She took the life of the alchemist, too. And now she's trying to pin the whole thing on Maya. I can't just let her get away with that. Alright, girl, you're gonna die. Well then, Defense, let us hear your theory. Who is this witch responsible for using Godor and then throwing the scepter through the resulting portal? Hey, buddy.
Take that!
When you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be true.
I swear we've already quoted that this game. Haven't we? Damn, Phoenix was reading Sherlock Holmes, like, on the flight over or something. Like, I feel like he doesn't quote it that often in the main game, but, like, I swear we've already used this quote in this game. Yeah, he was studying his great-grandpa's notes. Did Layton say this earlier? I don't remember. We could probably check on the... Well, it would take a little bit because you have to go through every single transcript, but you could try to find it if you want to. Yeah, he was going to England and he was like, Great-Grandpa Ryu, I need some assistance here. What do you do about British people? There's only one logical possibility. It has to be that person. The real witch is... John Grey Earl. I think that's the pronunciation I was using earlier. Grey Earl? I've heard that name somewhere. Wait, isn't that the butler who served Sir Belduke? That's correct.
Objection!
What's this about? You seem to love rolling out these ridiculous suggestions, but you ignore the obvious. Jean Grey Earl is male. Inquisitor Barnum, I get that you guys are from the Middle Ages, but let's not assume things. Tell me one thing. Is it only females who can be witches? Why? Are you daft? Of course it's only females. Why? Give me a good reason. Ever in the history of this court, has there ever been a male witch? Are you sure? Are you sure? You're so utterly ignorant. You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh, boo. You're ignorant, you butt. Alright. Well, I'd like to ask another question. Is Jean Grey Earl... Are we... I'm not even gonna read it. What? What a ludicrous question. Okay. Have you asked? Okay. I don't like that part of the conversation, sorry.
Objection!
Will you stop fooling around? This is a groundless accusation.
Objection!
Groundless, you say? I'm afraid that's where you're wrong. At the time of the crime, Jean Grey Earl was in the room next to the alchemist's study, and one of the walls in that very room was painted green. It was? What's more, that green wall was the one adjacent to Sir Belduke's study. What? This is madness.
Oh, hi girl!
Inquisitor Barnum, quickly have the butler summoned to the court. Have Jean Grey Earl brought here immediately. Certainly, my lord, it shall be done.
Is this it to be continued? Or just a black screen?
There is no need for that.
Just hanging out. They really, like, once
I
they...
am here. I shall come down right away.
They decided to do this for, like, one case, and I don't know which one it was, because, like, I don't know if they worked on these cases in order, but after they decided to do it once, they were like, well, we just have to keep using this, you know? Yeah, they spent half the budget on the balcony zoom in, so they were like, we gotta keep using it. We gotta come back to it. We really do. We have to just come back to this. Keep using it. Who else can we throw in the balcony? Can we throw anyone else up there? Can Maya go up there? What about Phoenix? Maybe he could go up there. Why? I don't know, but we sure spend money on it.
Well then, Mr. Wright, shall we begin?
Jean Grey Earl.
Why did they have him voice that one line?
It would seem this trial has turned in a new direction. I think we all need a bit of time to take it in. We shall take a brief intermission. Inquisition, defense, sharpen your swords and wits to prepare yourselves for the next stage of this battle.
Yes, Your Honor.
It shall be done, my lord. By the time we resume, the examination into the magic gem should have ended as well.
Why is it taking that long? Someone go get a bucket of water from the nearest well and plunk a gem into it. It should take all of 5 minutes. Are you kidding me? What are you... what are they doing back there? What are they fucking around with? God.
Now the court is adjourned for a brief intermission.
I just got ink on my desk. Oh no. I think I rubbed it out. Oh, to be continued. Hello? Thank you. You gonna let me save? Thank you. I haven't saved tonight and that was making me stressed. Oh, there he is. Hanging out. They put him in the lobby.
So, it's gotta be that, young butler?
I know what you're thinking. I couldn't quite believe it at first either. But the evidence and circumstances all point to the butler. They have to be the witch. At least, I'll be certain if the magic gem turns out to be a fake.
Oh, absolutely. If Maya had like a marker on her right now, she would be giving him a monocle.
And if that's the case, then Belduke's murderer was also...
Yeah, it would be Grey Earl.
No, it can't be true. He wouldn't have done that.
Miss Bella?
I know, Jean. He held Sir Belduke in the greatest of respect. Jean didn't kill him. I'm sure of it.
Jean Grey Earl. Are you really what people think you are? There are still so many unknown factors in this trial.
Luke! Ah!
It's Luke.
I'm sorry, Maya. What I did was unforgivable, but I have big sister trauma.
Whoa, me too. That's crazy. What are you saying, Luke? All you did was testify about what you saw.
But I should have trusted you.
Well, you trust us now, right?
Maya.
His face keeps lingering when he fades out. It's so awkward. Oh, God. Anyway,
Luke, it was thanks to you that we discovered new information.
Thanks to me?
Sure, you got Cracker to testify. That was a great idea. I wish I could talk to animals. Don't you too, Isabella? Oh yes, I'd love to have a chat with Eve. So, Luke, will you teach us how to do it? Pretty please?
Yeah, of course. I can try.
this is good. This will be my entire canon grounds for cutting Cheryl the fuck out of Catriel, and Catriel can just talk to animals if necessary, which I don't think is necessary, but if necessary. There. No fucking dog. No dog. No Is Luke the reason that they made a talking dog? Were they like, well, clearly one of the things that makes the Layton, like one of the staples of a Layton game is talking to animals, which I would not, like, it's something Luke does, but it's never like a major plot point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it helps things along, but I would not, like, when I think Layton, I'm not like, Oh yes, talking to animals. But was Luke a reason why they gave this to Catriel? Like, that's... And then they did nothing to it. I was watching the opening cutscene and they were like, this is our first mystery. And I was like, bitch, it's gonna be your last mystery too. You're never gonna solve it. Like, shit. Because, like, the animals... The only time the animals talk, they're, like, actually talk. Like, not just Luke talking to them. When they actually say words, they're always annoying. Like, the weird... The bee... The bee and the rabbit, both super fucking annoying. Anyway.
Yay! That's a promise, right? Up, you're still sad. I am so sorry. Are you okay?
Mr. Wright,
What is it, Luke?
do you mind if I join you from now on?
Not at all, Luke.
I realised during the trial that in this strange town, even what you see with your own eyes may not be real. That's why I'm not giving up yet. Professor, I know he'll return. We can't give up hope.
You know, that's what I've been thinking too.
Really?
I have a feeling he'll reappear again when we get into trouble and help us out. Mostly I just need someone to come save us.
In Avengers Endgame. Because, I mean, it's the professor we're talking about here.
Right.
And remember what he always says.
Help!
Look forward to the future. Always look on the bright side.
I don't think it was the professor who said that. Defender, accused. The intermission's over. Return to the courtroom. Bing, bing, bing. Let's go. It's time to bring this trial to a close. Oh, God.
Oh, I have something for you, Mr. Wright. Here, please take it. Maybe it'll come in handy in the trial.
A letter, huh? Let's see who it's from. Wait, Newton Belduke? There are several sheets of parchment inside, but they're all blank.
The professor and I got this when we went to see the storyteller.
Thank you, Luke. The more info we have, the better.
You're welcome.
If the professor was in Avengers Endgame, maybe I actually would have fucking watched Endgame. Maybe. I never watched it, and I never fucking will. Take that, MCU. Fuck you. I'm not gonna watch your stupid movie. I've got no proof that it was Jean Grey Earl who turned the professor into gold. Even if the magic gem was a fake, it's still not decisive evidence. I don't know what will happen next, but I do know this battle's far from over. Yeah, this is a long fucking case. I watched Infinity War. I cried a bit, but I, like, didn't know a lot of, like, what was happening because I skipped out on, like, Ultron and Civil War because I didn't fucking care. And I really liked Ragnarok, so, like, Infinity War already kind of pissed me off because, like, they undid all the really good developments they did in Ragnarok, and so I was like, oh, God. And then I heard what they did with fucking everyone in Endgame, and I was just like, well, I'm not gonna watch this. Because I don't go to movies, so I just wasn't going to, probably wasn't going to see it in person, as was. I think I saw Infinity War with a friend, which is why I saw it in person. And my favorite character had been Steve Rogers, so, like, you can imagine that I was not fucking feeling any of that, especially because I was one of the few people who fucking loved. I watched the first season of Agent Carter and a bunch of the second. I can't remember if I finished it. I fucking loved Peggy, and I felt personally disrespected by the choices they made in Endgame. I only kind of liked Natasha as a character. Like, she was fine in Avengers, but I really liked her in Civil War, and I really liked one of her comic runs. So I was never really happy with the romances they were giving her or the plot lines, and I never saw her movie. I don't particularly care about Iron Man, so that I felt whatever on, but I can say, like, it wasn't the... I don't think that was... I understand they were like, well, how do we write these people out of it? It's like, you can write them out in other ways, but, like, I guess people had to die. That's the only way you can give things narrative weight. I don't know. I don't know. I just, everything, there was nothing I heard, like, I heard there were a few good parts, but, like, overall, people were not saying things that made me want to see this movie. I can't think of a single thing off the top of my head that would make me want to watch Endgame. Like, I don't know. I'm sure that there were some moments, but no one talks about them because the rest of it was so bad. So why would I go see it just to be pissed off? I won't. I feel like maybe I heard that, like, some of the Wakanda stuff was good, but I would just watch, like, the Black Panther movie again instead of watching Endgame. That's my hot take. I don't watch MCU anymore, so, nah.
We will now resume the trial of Maya Fey. First things first, the occult crime analysts have finished examining the evidence.
Bitch, all you had to do was drop them in the water.
They have tested the 2 magic gems from the witch's scepter.
CSI occult.
Godor floated on the surface of the water.
Gently drop your gold item into water. Real gold is a heavy metal and will not float. So if your gold item floats, you know it is not real gold.
Whereas Vermalia sank.
I was like, you know, I know that gold is incredibly dense and heavy. I know that, but I needed someone else to 100% assure me that it doesn't fucking float. So that gold is plastic, and no one noticed.
It was said that genuine magic gems float in pure water, wasn't it?
Luke is like, that sounds like bullshit.
Thus it has been established that the Vermalia magic gem is fake.
Oh my god! Get him a box! Get him a box! Get him a box! Ah!
Order! Order! Order in the court! This does not prove that Godor was used, of course. Nonetheless, the defense's theory does now seem more plausible. The court considers it worth looking into. You have no objection to that, do you, Inquisitor Barnum?
I like the idea, well, because Hannah, I was like thinking about Brenda earlier, because I like thinking about Brenda. She's like a blank canvas of being a loving mother to Luke. But I was thinking earlier that one of the suggestions we had was maybe she's a geologist, and so she also, like, her thing is also rocks, which drives Luke nuts because everyone around him is so fucking into rocks. And I think it's really funny if Luke is, like, flipping through, like, the things his mom has told him, and he's like, that doesn't sound right at all.
Hold on there. I don't really like talking about rocks that much, but I do know a thing or two from my mum. And gold shouldn't float.
I think it's cute if she likes rocks a lot. I think it's fun. I think it's fun and tangentially related to archaeology without having every single person in their lives an archaeologist. Like, the reason I like Emmy being an archaeologist later on, but specifically more into cultural anthropology, is because I think that she shows an interest in it that's very genuine, and it's fun for her to parallel Layton and Des as like a child of Leon Bronev who grows up kind of like feeling an obligation to archaeology, but then like finding something they really love in that, and like finding a reason to love this thing that they were kind of like forced or pressured into in some way. Herschel's not exactly forced, but like you understand what I mean. But it does drive me a little cuckoo when like everyone goes into the same thing. Like, full respect to Ace Attorney fans, I've talked about this before, I kind of don't like AUs where like everyone becomes a lawyer, and it's just like my thing where I'm like, well, like that happens sometimes in real life, but like a lot of times like people have different interests. So I like Brenda being into geology where it's like a little related, and there are things that her and Clark can talk about where they like understand each other very fully, but like it's not the exact same thing, you know? I think that's fun. And also people who are married can like completely different things, but I just think it's funny in the sense that like Luke is sick of these people.
The court is fucking lying to us.
Yeah. Anyway, focusing for a little bit longer tonight. Just a little more focus. Come back to me.
No, my lord.
Talia Magica updated.
Now then, bring in the witness.
Des Emmy Herschel archaeology bonding is like, ooh, it's fun. It's so fun.
Witness, state your name and profession.
My name is Jean Greul. I serve the late Master Belduc. Since his death, I have been tending to his dwelling and putting his research materials in order.
Ah, I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's something a bit different about Greul today.
Yeah, no shit, Phoenix.
Witness, there's something we need to clarify first of all, as you are no doubt aware you have been accused of being a witch, and as we know, only women can be witches. Therefore, it is vital you tell us. Now, are you a boy or a girl?
I want Maya is like, if I say anything, I'm going to be dropped into the flames. But Maya is like, she's like making a face at Luke. She's like trying to mentally like be like, Luke, Phoenix, someone say something. They don't know about gender yet. Arthur Kent and Bella erased the concept of non-binary from their brains. This is such a funny response. Please hold on. Are you a boy or a girl? Please hold. And then you start playing smooth jazz.
Why, what is it?
Excuse my rudeness, my lord, but at this time, I do not intend to answer that question.
Grey Earl is so fucking real for this. Like, Maya is like, real. This is fucking rude.
Why do you refuse to answer, witness?
I had been following this trial from the gallery, and so
I was gonna say balcony.
and so am fully aware of the utterly absurd accusations made against me. Alchemy, the art pursued by Master Belduc, is concerned with the rules and logic that govern nature.
You guys didn't have logic until the other day! You didn't know what logic was. Duolingo wants me to practice Spanish. I'm not fucking practicing Spanish with you, Duolingo. How can that be the definition of alchemy when fucking Barnum over here just learned what alchemy was 2 days ago? No. 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 No.
As someone who had been helping Master Belduc for quite some time, I dare say your theory is both illogical and impossible.
Objection!
The witch's scepter was thrown into the crime scene through a portal created by the magic spell Godor. That portal could only have been opened from your room. And what's more, one of the walls in your room is painted green.
I believe anyone is free to paint their walls in whichever color they please. Besides, your theory relies on one magic gem being a fake. While that may have been proven true, another question has arisen. Where could the genuine magic gem be?
It must have been swapped with the fake one and discarded somewhere.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
Why?
If we assume, as you have claimed, that the witch used the spell Godor, that would mean the magic gem must have been swapped after creating the portal. So tell me, when and where would the witch have disposed of the magic gem?
I see your point. Several people paid witness to the incident, and the Knights of the Inquisition arrived at the scene immediately after. During that time, no one left the building, and the whole place was meticulously searched. Naturally, my room was searched as well. Although there was not much to see, Although there was not much to see, as I have few personal belongings. There we are. Despite our inspection, nothing resembling a magic gem was found. I assure you we have not overlooked anything. I would swear it on my honor as a knight.
So, Mr. Wright, if you wish to accuse me of being a witch, should you not first prove that there is a connection between me and this missing magic gem?
Why did Grey Earl wear this to court? Why didn't Grey Earl, like, bury it in the backyard?
Furthermore, I would appreciate if you could please approach the matter in a rational way.
like an alchemist. The house was searched very soon after the crime. Wait a minute, did you say rational? You guys didn't have logic yesterday. If the gem wasn't found, it means that Grey Earl hid it somewhere. Somewhere the Knights of the Inquisition would not have looked. Where could it be? Is this the same day that the professor got grabbed? No. Because didn't Phoenix say that Luke was up crying all night? So Grey Earl could have gotten rid of it last night and just didn't? Maybe out of fear of it getting tracked back to them. But like, don't wear it to court the next day.
The witness has made a valid argument. How will the defense respond?
The knights who searched Sir Peltic's premises weren't looking for a magic gem. And that's why there is a certain place they didn't consider searching.
Interesting, you really don't give up easily, do you? In that case, perhaps you could tell us where the magic gem is.
Sir Belduke's premises were thoroughly searched. I don't think anything would have been missed there.
You anticipated that. That's why you hid it in a blind spot that you knew wouldn't occur to the knights.
A blind spot, you say?
Oh, where is it?
It's somewhere on Jean Grey Earl's person. Jean Grey Earl. Got him.
What? It's on the witness?
Grey Earl's like, fuck!
Don't tell me. The witness has it in their pocket. You're just guessing, aren't you? You think you can just say anything you like.
By the way, I'm afraid there are no pockets in my clothing. This is the second time I've seen Grey Earl today, and both times I've had a feeling that something wasn't quite right. Maybe it's just me, but it could be related to the whereabouts of the magic gem.
Then show us the location of the magic gem. Where do you think this witness hid the magic gem on the day of the crime?
Oh. Well, thank you for just doing that for me. Perfect.
Got it.
Was I too high up? I might have been too high up.
Witness. We met for the first time at Sir Beltuke's premises. At the time, you had an amethyst attached to your collar.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Grey Earl always wears that gemstone.
Alchemists believe that amethysts emit positive energy.
Amethysts are purple.
Yeah, fucking thank you, buddy.
But when I saw you in the waiting room this morning, the gemstone you were wearing was green, not purple. So my question now is, where has it gone? Where is that amethyst that you supposedly always wear?
Objection!
Wait just a minute. The witness wears a purple gemstone. Is something amiss, Inquisitor Barnum?
When we arrived at the crime scene, the witness came out to meet us. I recall the witness wearing a gemstone, but that gemstone was green.
Green? Amethysts aren't green, although amateurs sometimes mistake prasiolite.
Alright, that did not come up. Is this not a word? No, it's real. I just can't find a pronunciation for it. Okay.
Prasiolite for amethyst, but that's irrelevant now.
It's a green variety of quartz. Wow, it's very pretty.
Witness, you've been trying to pin the blame on the defendant. In order to do that, you've replaced the Godor magic gem with a regular gemstone.
We thought the witch who killed Sir Belduke had used the spell Thermalia. You knew that if a witch's scepter was the Thermalia and gold or magic gems attached was discovered at the crime scene, the suspect would be accused of committing both crimes, and that's precisely what happened. The girl captured at the crime scene was accused of slaying both Sir Belduke and Sir Layton. That was your plan. You removed the Godor magic stone from the scepter and inserted your amethyst in its place. And then, you attached the Godor gem to your collar. That's why, when we saw you shortly after the incident, you were wearing a green gemstone. To think that was in fact a magic gem. Shockingly
Order! Order! Witness, is that true?
Is that true?
This amounts to nothing more than conjecture. I do not believe you have any solid proof. However, I have to concede that you have surmised a logical connection between me and the missing magic gem.
Bestie, you just found out what logic was.
Consequently, I am prepared to answer your questions.
You avoided my gender question before. Hello, Ninji.
Good. I will repeat what I asked you previously. Witness, state your name, profession, and finally, your gender.
Dun dun dun. Gender question.
My name is Jean Grail. I have been serving the late Master Belduke. As you can see, I wear a butler's outfit. But the truth is, as the defense claims, I am a girl.
I forgot the voice actor changed their voice. Wild. Dramatic. Okay.
A girl? Unbelievable.
Fucking shocked. Also, I hope it came in safely, Ninji.
What?
Holy shit.
The butler is a girl?
Oh my god. Blue hair and pronouns.
Order! Order! Order in the court! Jean Grail, are you declaring to this court that you are, in fact, a girl?
Yes.
But everyone in town was under the impression that you are a boy.
It's just, Grail's like, yeah, a little bit of gender play. How'd you hear that? The butler's a girl. Does that make him, her, a maid? Jesus Christ.
I knew there was something suspicious about her.
You know why, right?
Think about it. All that alchemy. That's mighty suspicious. Just listen to them. Listen to the wild gossip and accusations. Alchemists pursue knowledge of the rules that govern nature. But to the townspeople, alchemy is no different than magic. Had they known I was a girl, they would have taken me for a witch. That's what Master Belduke was worried about. He told me it would be safer to pretend to be a boy. Also, gender's fake, so it doesn't matter.
In other words, you disclose that you're a girl but deny you're a witch.
I would have thought that was obvious.
She knew that once her gender came into question, she wouldn't have been able to conceal it. That's why she's made this public now. It was the most rational choice for her.
Inquisitor Barnum, may I ask you one question? Has all the evidence in this Golden Gentleman case already been presented?
Why do you ask?
As it stands, you do not have a single piece of evidence proving that I am a witch. Given the lack of pertinent evidence against me, I would like to be permitted to return to my duties.
What say you, Inquisitor Barnum? It has been proven to the two gems.
What?
It has been proven that the two gems were swapped. However, it may also have been possible for the accused to have done so.
Objection!
Maya had no reason to swap the gems. This is a place of judgment. There's no need for us to understand the reason behind a criminal's actions. Huh? After all, those whom we judge are otherworldly creatures. They are witches. It is impossible for a human being to understand the reasonings of a witch.
There he goes! There he goes! There he goes!
Is there nothing we can do? At this rate, Maya will be...
Barnum still thinks Maya is a witch. If we've made it this far and yet... No, we've made it this far and yet it feels like we're back at stage 1.
He is. He's doing his dance. This little ah!
It seems there are no more rational arguments against me.
Now, if you will kindly excuse me.
I don't have much on Grey Earl when it comes to the professor's case. But should I just let her go?
Ah, shit. I think I have to ask about another case.
Ugh. There's nothing else I can follow up on regarding the professor's case. So what can I do? There's only one other option. Ms. Grey Earl, I have to ask you to remain on the witness stand.
Is there something you wish to ask me?
Your testimony is not over yet. There's still something you need to tell us about.
Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I cannot help you. I have told you all I could about this incident.
I'm afraid you got the wrong idea, Miss Grey Earl. Your Honor, what this witness needs to testify about is not the professor's unfortunate incident, but rather the incident from 3 months ago, namely Sir Belduke's death. As she was present in the building in the time, working as a live-in butler, she needs to testify about the events of that day. About Sir Belduke's death? The fact that one of the magic gems was swapped leads me to a single conclusion. Both crimes, the murder of Sir Belduke and the transmutation of the professor, were the work of the same witch. The truth behind the alchemist's death may hold an answer to this case. What is your opinion on this, Inquisitor Barnum? I'll allow you to have your way this time, Sir Blue Knight. The Inquisition has no objections.
Inquisitor Zacharias Barnum, it seems you have lost that unyielding attitude so admired by the townspeople. Here you are now, letting a novice defender lead you by the nose. It is hard to believe you have been known as the unwavering sword of justice for your usually cool-headed judgment. Fuck me.
You know little about me, witness. No one fucking knows anything about me, and I disappear before you find out. Do you think I care about defending my name? It is this town that I wish to defend. Sir Belduke's murder is the only case to have remained unsolved for so long.
And Maya up in the thing very silently is like, I can't do it. She's like, in her brain is like, I can't do it. I can't do it. He'll dump me in the fire. He'll dump me in the fire if I make a BuzzFeed Unsolved joke.
Jean Grey Earl, you shall now testify about it.
Everyone is muttering and we're zooming in and we're zooming in.
As demanded by both the defense and the Inquisition.
I would love a Barnum game. I would love more of these characters. I actually genuinely would. But I'd also like, just more crossover content. I don't think it'll happen, but like, what if it did? That would be crazy. What if they did that for me? What if they did that for us? What if we got a Switch port, we decided to all buy it like 80 times? And then send a message. We would like another of these, please.
No, my lord. I must, however, mention one more thing before we begin. If it cannot be proven that Jean Greyl is a witch as claimed by the defense, the court will irrevocably consider Maya Fey to be the witch responsible for both crimes. Is that understood?
Fuck.
You have no choice, Sir Blue Knight. If you don't want the trial to end right now, ready your sword and face the challenge that awaits. The defense will apologize for misgendering the witness. But the opponent is a real witch. It's a gamble that puts Maya's life at stake.
Nick! Nick!
Girlie, you're not supposed to speak! Barnum told you to shut up!
Maya.
As fun as that is, they will never acknowledge Kay, so I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Girl. He's like exclusively being outwitted by witches.
So, let's do it!
The defense accepts the conditions. Let's proceed with the trial. Inquisitor Barnum, you may begin. We shall start with a brief summary of the incident. About 3 months ago, in the dead of night, Sir Belduke, the alchemist, was murdered. The crime took place in his study, just as with this incident. The room had been locked from the inside. The victim was found still seated in the chair at his desk, so we can assume he was attacked while working. There were very clear strangulation marks visible on his neck. Oh, there's something trickling down from his mouth. Is that blood? Yes, most likely. The victim probably bit his tongue as he was struggling with his assailant.
That's something you guys could have checked.
And you said earlier that some white powder was spilled all over the floor, correct? Yes, hence we expected to find the killer's footprints, however there were none. The killer must have somehow approached the victim without stepping on the floor.
Well, we've already figured out how that happened.
After murdering Sir Belduke, the killer left the room without opening the door. Undoubtedly, the crime must have been committed with the use of witchcraft.
Yeah.
The body was discovered the following morning by the butler, Ms. Greyl. The body was found by Greyl, huh? Thank you, Inquisitor Barnum. The court's illustrator's sketches will be added to the evidence.
So the court illustrator added...
Now witness, begin your testimony.
So the court illustrator themselves actually added the green behind the painting, and everyone was like, that's not there. And the other sea monsters in the corridors. They were like, I'm gonna draw his hair flippies. Really nice. Like, why did the court illustrator spend so much time on the books?
Tell us about the events spanning the night of the crime, from the evening beforehand until you discovered the body.
At around 1 o'clock that night, I excused myself and left Master Belduke in his study. When I called him for breakfast in the morning, he did not respond. The door to his study was locked. A neighbour had come for a visit just then, so he forced the door open together. All the potions and other concoctions from the study have been confiscated. I wonder if they're being properly stored.
Potions and concoctions were confiscated? The victim was an alchemist, after all. We were hoping the items confiscated from his study could provide some clues. Besides, such things must not fall into the wrong hands. It may not be standard practice, but it was deemed necessary. The confiscated goods are stored in our secret vault. We have one of those. The only person with access to them is the High Inquisitor Lady Darklaw, and I'm sure she's taking care of them.
It has caused me great difficulty, as I have not been able to put Master's research materials in order as a result.
The confiscated items shall be returned as soon as Sir Belduke's murder is solved.
I should be looking forward to that.
Defense, you may begin the interrogation.
The Night of the Korean.
Hold it!
So you last saw him alive at 1 a.m., is that correct? Yes. Master had a habit of conducting his experiments at night, so it was the usual time for me to finish my work.
Weren't you helping him with those experiments?
He would sometimes have some errands for me, but alchemists generally keep their experiments a secret. That's why I would always excuse myself at that time, unless Master had some other tasks for me.
And that night there were no more work for you.
That's correct. I wished Master a good night as I shut the door behind me, and then heard him knock the key. There was nothing unusual about him. At least nothing I noticed.
Hold it!
And what time was that? Fuck.
Master would always take his breakfast at 9 a.m., so it was around that time.
So you didn't have the key to Sir Belduke's study, is that correct?
Yes, there is only one key to that room and Master always kept it with him. Master's research was a very delicate matter, you see. We had to take strict measures to prevent outsiders from entering that room. Occasionally, delinquents would try to make off with one or another of Master's medicaments.
The stealing from an alchemist? I can't tell if that's incredibly brave or incredibly stupid. Probably the latter.
That's why the door to that room is made from thick oak wood. I wouldn't have been able to force the door open on my own.
She couldn't have entered the room before that then.
Hold it!
Wait, you mean you broke the door? The only key to that room was in Sir Belduke's pocket. The only way to enter the study was to break the door open.
And you managed that with the help of a neighbor who came to visit?
Yes, it wasn't a social visit, mind. He came as a patient.
A patient? Can you tell me more about him?
Objection!
The victim's neighbor is irrelevant. He has nothing to do with this case.
Says fucking you! Ugh, I think you're pushing it this time. A witness is hardly irrelevant. Ugh. What's got him so shaken? He looks as if he's just had a rush of blood to the head.
Master Belduke has been making very potent medicines, among other things. We would get people coming from the town at all hours of the day or night asking for them. And yet, in return for all the help Master offered, people would gossip about him dabbling in witchcraft, which, as you know, isn't even possible because he's a man!
So you broke the door down together with the neighbor?
Yes, when I explained the situation to him, he brought over an axe. Then he proceeded to attack the door with great force, smashing it into splinters.
I see. By the way, about that neighbor, who was
Hold
the...
it!
Pop! There it is!
Time for Emir's grand entrance. Did you miss me, guys?
Is this the fourth time they've used this? Not really, buddy, but come on down.
Order! Order! Could it be that it was you who...
Where are you looking?
Why is... Oh,
man?
right, because he
I'm
asked him
right
to follow
here.
him around.
And as for who I am, I'm the alchemist's neighbour and a witness in that case too.
Passion for justice seething within. Emir is always at the crime scene.
Objection!
It's you, again.
You're the guy from earlier, right?
Yup, that's me. Emir's the name. How you been? How have you been, Bluey?
Fuck. Are you really the alchemist's neighbor? Seriously?
Oh no, right? Freaky coincidence, eh? Well yeah, his house is next to mine.
Buddy.
Ridiculed earlier, Emir returns, drinking like a king. He never ever learns.
And that's why I tried to stop you from asking about the neighbor. He's so sick of this shit. He's so sick of this shit.
What's so cold, Inquisitor Bardem? Unable to hold his steady cold gaze, Emir drinks fast as if in a daze.
And
musician standing next to you. Yeah, that's my private bird, Birdley, a rock musical genius.
Hold on. Oh, dearie me.
Oh, dearie me.
Barnum is in hell right now.
Well, no use shutting the stable door after the house is bolted. Let us move on. Witness, since you're already here, you may as well add your testimony. Testify about what you witnessed on the morning after the crime. You can count on me.
Great.
It dawned on me then, the witch cast Formalia, just like in this case.
Oh, the potions and other concoctions from the study have been confiscated. I wonder if they're being published.
Hold it!
Can you tell me what caused that sudden realization? Sure thing, when the Inquisitors came round, I went to have a little peek at the crime scene. That's when I heard them talking about it. I was surprised because they must have come to the same conclusion as me. Crikey, they can do their job, them Inquisitors, I thought. It had to be Formalia.
So he was eavesdropping.
I had better see that Formalia user. I'll arrest him myself. Witness, you are testifying in court. Can you not restrain yourself a bit? Was that? Don't you say I've gotta have this to keep my spirits up? It's the most potent medicine. 'Tis a drink a mare lives to savor, with an intoxicating scent and flavor. Anyway, this is a waste of time. I should be looking for decisive contradictions. Witnesses, continue your testimonies.
I think this is where we talk about the fact that he has a skull on his thing.
Those items were confiscated 3 months ago. You still haven't gotten them back?
No, not a single thing.
Even though many of those were personal items with no relevance to the crime.
Now that I think about it, that room did look pretty empty. As I said, the victim was an alchemist among his possessions were some very dangerous concoctions. But he did produce medicines to aid sick townspeople as well, to give him his due. I clicked too fast.
Indeed, alchemy is highly beneficial to the townspeople, even if they fail to notice it.
It may be beneficial, but it also inspires fear. People fear what they do not understand. At any rate, we cannot return the items to you unless Sir Belduke's case is solved. That is what High Inquisitor Darklaw has decided. And the confiscated goods are being kept in a secret vault by the Knights of the Inquisition. Even the Inquisitors cannot freely enter the vault. It's strictly supervised. That's all I have to say, huh? I really didn't expect him to appear, but maybe I should be used to it by now.
Excuse me, Mr. Wright. Sorry to interrupt your train of thought.
Well, that's okay. What is it? I'm not thinking about anything, honestly.
I'm wondering if it's just me, but I've been thinking about Mr. Mia's testimony. I think what he said is a little strange, isn't it?
Yeah. How could I put it? It's pretty obviously contradictory.
He was so keen to testify, maybe we should give him some attention and point those contradictions out.
What a good idea, Luke!
It was just like liquid Tylenol he was giving people. Oh, but they didn't use Formalia. Oh, fuck. Alright, there we go. God damn it, slow down. Okay, I'm trying to remember which one I present. If I present the Talia Magica or if I present Godor. let's present the Talia Magica. You know what? No, though. Like, yes, like how to secretly vaccinate people at once, but also, like, I am choosing to think that if he needs to do a vaccine update, he, like, makes the shades knock everyone out at once, and then he goes real fast. Ethical? No. Is any of this ethical? No. So we're at an impasse, and let's not spread disease and illness when we don't have to. Once a year, when it's time for the flu shot, he's just like, all right, is everyone prepped? Okay. And so, like, all the shades have to, like, clean, like, the arm because he has to go through very quickly and give everyone shots before the knockout wears off. Anyway, present.
Objection!
Yeah, exactly. Ethical, no. Funny, yes. There's something you don't seem to understand here, Mr. Amir. The Famalia gem in this witch's scepter is a fake. The gem is useless. Just like this buffoon's testimony. Huh? Therefore, your testimony doesn't hold water. Dude, Anton needs to be quarantined, for real. We gotta quarantine this guy. He needs to completely get the hallucinogens out of his system, and then we need to start giving him various vaccinations so he doesn't die from the common cold. Like, do you know how expensive Tdap shots are? Oh, man. Just like anything else he has to say. What? Ignored and scorned without credibility, will majestic Amir now show humility? What? A fake. You should have listened to the trial more carefully. Now that has been dealt with, Inquisitor Barnum. This witch's scepter was not discovered at the crime scene where Sir Belduc was murdered, is that correct? Indeed, we deduce that Famalia must have been used, however. I feel like I just had this realization. Amir is like low-key this game's Larry. But like, he's not as bad as Larry because Larry gets like gross. But like, kind of annoying and shows up and says shit. And you're like, that's not fucking right. But like, you need him there to solve the case, you know? He's like, kind of like the Larry character. The Larry type character. We deduced Famalia must have been used, however. But the Famalia magic gem was a fake. That much has been demonstrated today. What's more, as we've learned from Cracker the Parrot's testimony, normal things to say, the witch used the spell Godor. The fact that there's a green wall at the crime scene corroborates that. The wall may well not have been painted green 3 months ago. And besides, no one could have passed through a portal so small. To be honest, I've started wondering, were Sir Layton and Sir Belduc's murders actually committed by the same witch? Maybe the man Amir was supposed to, maybe Amir was supposed to be Larry. I mean, yeah, there is a fantasy Larry design. I imagine that those were scrapped pretty early on, but it would have been, I think, very easy for the people who were writing the Ace Attorney sections to kind of like fall back on that character trope of like a goofy guy who just kind of like shows up to like say some shit and like everyone's like, oh my god, why are you here? But like things he says end up being important. You know? Yeah, here's our goofy dumbass. I'm so curious because I really do think because they only have like one design for Larry and one design for Edgeworth and they really don't have like sketches or doodles versus Carmine has an entire spread. Part of that very well could be that they aren't in the game, so why would you provide all of this concept art? But I imagine they were scrapped like pretty much immediately. There's just like a lot to explain, like why is Larry in Labyrinthia? And even though Edgeworth is easier to explain, it's like, well, if Edgeworth is here, then we kind of feel obligated to have him prosecute a trial, you know, but we have our own prosecution. Multiple of them. So, like, we don't also want to have Edgeworth here, but, like, what if, you know? Is there, sir? If you find it, can you send it to me? I've never seen this. I got the art book. I think I grabbed it when it was slightly lower somewhere, but it is pretty expensive. Can you send me this super early animated trailer if you find it? Because I've never seen this.
Objection!
I actually don't know how many people I know have seen it, because I've never heard of it before.
Your Honor, I'd like to remind you that was the Inquisition's claim.
Barnum's like, fuck you! I was losing my mind trying to find it because I saw a GIF, but I had no idea where it was from. Wild.
He's right, though. It's gotta be the same culprit in both cases.
I wonder if maybe they, like, told Studio... The Studio Bones, is that who animated this? I wonder if they told them, like, vaguely what they thought the plot was gonna be and was like, can you just, like, do something real quick? You know? Like, just something, like, proof of concept almost. And they were like, yeah, we can just, like, make something I'm sure they gave them more direction, but I wonder if it was something, like, slightly similar to that, where it was just kind of like, you know.
At the very least. It's possible that the witch used the spell Godor to commit Sir Belduke's murder. What? In that case, I will ask the defense to show us proof.
The thing is about trailers is I think now there's a little bit less of this because people can find trailers more easily and then we'll be like, where's this part? But I think part of it is that, well, first of all, things do get cut sometimes. But I think part of it is that, like, I can definitely see them being like, well, we don't have a lot done, but we want you to make something for, like, a trailer to get some hype out. So can you do something? But then, like, if you think, like, Miracle Mask, like, maybe they, like, that level of animation wasn't something they could afford for more than, like, that trailer. Like, we can't do that for the whole game, you know? So just redo it all, especially, like, even if there are scenes that maybe had been done in it, or they just, you know, did scenes that, you know, whatever. Or they just needed extra time in the trailer. I haven't seen it, so I don't know, like, what's in there. But I can definitely see just, like, a studio being like, hey, if we give you this amount of money, if we give you this amount of money, then will you just make this one scene or this one trailer based on this idea? Like, we already know he's gonna drop him, so can you just do that? And then they do it for the trailer, but then when they go to do it for the game, you can't use that animation because we can't afford the budget of that level of animation for the entire show, and it will be the entire game, and it will be obvious if we use it. So just, like, redo it to match the style of what the game actually ends up being. Does that make sense? Because, like, it is so obvious when one section has a lot more time and care put into it. Because that happened with Miraculous Ladybug. Like, the first quote-unquote episode, Stormy Weather, looks really, really good, and some of the other ones look less good, but the scene that looks the best in the first season is the umbrella scene. If you don't know what that means, it doesn't matter, but it's the last scene of, like, one of the, like, the origin episodes, right? So it's, like, the first time the two main characters are, like, getting along. It, like, reveals, like, oh, her crush and all that. But it's so obvious that the rest of the show is not at that quality. It's so beautiful. The instrumentation is gorgeous. Like, everything about it screams, like, there's so much care put into this scene. It's so good. And it becomes, when you watch it, really obvious that the rest of the show is just not that good. The animation quality is not there, and the music is not there. And it, like, to the point where I did not hype up this scene to Ronnie at all, but when we watched that scene, Ronnie was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I wish the rest of the show looked like this. And clearly, like, that was an important scene, and it's a little different because it's a show. But, ooh! Allow. We're gonna pause this for a second. Pause. We're gonna watch this together. Hold on, we're gonna watch this together. And hope I don't get, like, copyright claimed. Oh, I love glue quality. Crunchy. It does not want to go full screen. That's fine. Hold on. Window capture. Woo, that is too big. Yeah, movie time. Just a real quick movie time. All right. No sound. Oh, it's just quiet. I'm like holding on the sound, so.
Oh,
right. Not English. Yeah, this doesn't. We don't see these people. Oh, with subtitles. Wait. Well, that doesn't help me. With subtitles is not correct, but that's okay. We don't need to know what they're saying. I don't know if I've ever heard Layton's Japanese voice. That was so quiet. Oh my god, they have chairs! Wait a minute, they have chairs! They have chairs? Sorry, I got really excited about people being able to sit. I was really excited for everyone's feet. Wow, that doesn't look like that. Oh, whoa! That's an old design of his. That's wild. That also didn't happen, but go girl go. I mean, I can see him being blonde when he was younger, but oh no, that's so cute. This also didn't happen. We can just pretend all this stuff happened, right? Like, the timeline is so weird here. It doesn't matter. We can say it happened. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what is this? Wait, when would this have happened? Where's the professor? Oh, wait, there he is. Just kidding. He sure said something. Oh, he's so cute. Sorry, every time I see Luke, I'm like, oh, that's my baby. Sandwich moment. I can rush him as much as I want. Oh, girl. I'm sorry, girl. This must be upsetting. Well. Yeah, there is still fire. There is, it looks like, well, I guess they're auto captions, aren't they? Yeah, the Japanese ones are auto captioned. Oh, this is why. They're annotations. Can you, hold on. Is there any way to view YouTube annotations? It looks like you might be add to Firefox. Close proper usage, permissions, access, screenshot. Okay. Ah, I did it. I did it. Hold on. We all have to watch it again. Sorry. We're watching it fucking again. This is how we're spending the next 3 minutes. Okay, let's see if it actually worked. Oh, using the powers of witchcraft. I'm not actually gonna voice it. Someone has sent this town spinning into disorder. I'm not gonna do the voices. This is too hard. I say it was you. That's wrong. I'm not a witch. Then how come you know the contents of a book you say you haven't read? Oh, what the fuck was that? Objection. Knew that one. Professor, there's a huge contradiction in your accusation. Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney. A strange case in Labyrinth City. Yeah, scribble, scribble. Professor versus Ace Attorney. The two are embroiled in a big game, a witch trial. I can read. That makes sense, Ninji. Whatever is written in the book happens in real life. You're kidding! That can't be right! If you die in the game, you die for real. God, that mustache. The puppet master behind it, the man who controls the entire city. The evil storyteller, quote unquote. I'm going to be killed. It said so in the book. We won't let a book control your destiny. Mr. Wright. I think we may have been making a horrible mistake. What was your horrible mistake? Herschel, Layton, Phoenix Wright, a powerful team. He may be a man of the law, Luke, but that doesn't mean he's always right. To be honest... Oh. They didn't translate the rest of that. Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney. They forgot to translate a sentence. They just didn't tell us what Phoenix was being honest about. It was probably something about his opinion of Layton. The mystery is in the contradiction. Yeah, it usually is. Wow. Official NintendoMagazine.co.uk for more information. I was hoping someone would say something. The people who are like, oh wait, oh. To be honest, I'm not sure that I like Mr. Top Hat. LOL. Fantastic. Professor of Archaeology versus Defense Attorney. Cool. Anyway, as I get what people are saying, like, this is not the game that you end up getting, but I don't think, the thing is, it's like when they're like, a lot changed in development, I actually don't know how much of that game was ever going to exist, because I would not be surprised if, like, they kind of gave, like, a rough, very rough early idea to Studio Bones, because animation takes a long time. So it might have been a situation where, like, very early on they were like, okay, here's what we think is happening, here's a couple lines of dialogue, go for it. And in the time it took them to make that animation, everything just completely changed. You know, like, I don't even think it could have been that long. I just think that you would have to, if they wanted to time it right, with how these big companies do games, I think they would have probably ended up giving Bones the information probably pretty soon after they finalized what characters were going to be in it, if that makes sense. Like, as soon as they knew the characters and had settled on most character designs, because Espella, they were like, okay, we know Espella's design and she's the main character. We can give that information to Bones and they can make the trailer, and then, you know, everything changed. I mean, I think this is super, super early because there was no Barnum and there was no Darklaw, and they both have a ton of character design. I mean, they're the prosecutors. I don't even think they had figured out prosecutors yet. Like, I think they were so bare bones for that. I think they knew witch trial and the concept of the storyteller, and that's it. Like, that's all they knew. I really do think that. So when people are like, oh, I wish I had been able to see this, like, I don't think this ever existed in any way that would have been playable. I don't think they had anything beyond this. Does that make sense? I don't think this particular story ever existed in any way beyond, we're giving this to Studio Bones and they're going to make a trailer, you know? But very interesting. I'm just relieved to find out that they have chairs. I'm just going to pretend that the animators didn't want to animate animators. I'm going to pretend that the game designers didn't want to have characters standing up and sitting down, and just pretend that there are chairs. For both their sakes and my sake, because when I think about how long they're standing, my feet start hurting. What Thief Phoenix was for? Fair. Fair. Every single day I think about the scrapped concept for the underground court system. And I like, my brain starts like melting. Anyway, we're going to finish up to wherever I can pause, and then we'll probably be done for the night. In that case, I will ask the defense to show us proof, which might be right after. Oh, wait, I paused the emulation. Continue.
Do you have proof that the witch could have used Godor to kill Sir Belduc?
Fuck, I forget what we're doing. I'm like, I thought I knew before, and now I don't remember. I don't remember what we're supposed to be doing here. Because I know she reached through and strangled him, but I don't remember what we were supposed to use to prove that. You know? Like, I know what we're getting to, but I don't know how we're getting there. Maybe I present that? Do I have proof of the spell at his time of death? Great question. No. But there is green in this picture, so maybe we do present this one.
Take that!
Music stopped. Woo! I'd like you to take a look at these.
Aren't those the court illustrator sketches?
As you can see from this sketch, the victim was seated at his desk when he was murdered. And what can you see right behind the victim? A small landscape painting. Thank you, Inquisitor. But there's one more point of note. Look closely at the painting. Do you notice anything behind it that they conveniently added in for us?
Oh, I see it. The wall behind it had already been painted green, which means the witch could have used the portal spell there 3 months ago.
Objection!
One moment, my lord. Consider how small that portal would have been. Could a witch have passed through it? I think
Objection!
not.
Of course the witch would not have been able to go right through it. However, if you look at the distance between the portal and the victim, you'll notice that the victim, Sir Belduc, was sitting just an arm's length from where the portal would have been. The witch did not have to enter the room at all. All she had to do was reach through her with her arms in order to strangle Sir Belduc, who was sitting right under the painting. Ah, damn it.
Order, Inquisitor Barnum, what say you to that?
A fascinating theory, Sir Blue Knight.
But there is a notable contradiction within it. Where would that be?
Tell me, why do you think we concluded that Thermalia had to have been used? We had a certain reason for it, of course.
And what was that reason exactly?
The crime scene had been tampered with. How so?
Imagine the circumstances of Sir Belduke's death, and it should have become obvious, even to you. The victim was choked to death. And yet there were no signs of a struggle. Highly improbable, do you think? Don't you think?
Maybe?
What are you getting at? Think about it. Can you imagine that anyone just sitting back and letting themselves be strangled? Clearly there would be evidence of a struggle. And since we haven't found any, that must mean the killer erased all traces of a fight from the crime scene. Indeed, that would be the logical conclusion. Now surely it would be impossible to do such a thing, had the witch only reached inside through a portal. In order to cover up the evidence she left behind, the witch had to have used a familiar.
Sorry, I hit my mic.
Without doing so, there would have been no point in her using the spell Goaded.
Objection!
Ms. Greyearl could have done it. She might have been able to tamper with the crime scene. Uh-oh. I had to sneeze, sorry. What are you talking about? The morning of the crime. From the time Ms. Greyearl and that guy entered from the study, until the arrival of the Knights of the Inquisition, there was a small window of time in which you had the opportunity to do so. We need to look into what happened in that window. It seems we may be in need of another testimony. Witnesses testify about what happened at the time between the body being found and the Knights of the Inquisition arriving. Sure thing. Ask me anything. I'll tell you all you need to know. Oh, glorious Emir, tell us more. Maybe you won't be laughed at as before. Only 2 people accessed the crime scene in that time. Greyearl and Emir. Believe it or not, Emir is the key witness in this case. Oh my god, it's just like Larry.
Alright, and we are going to stop here at witness testimony because now we have actually gone as long as I usually go. So, that is not the right button. Menu. Thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thursday will probably be more of the oldest Nancy Drew game we got, and holy shit, the graphics are horrible. Friday, I think Ronnie and I are playing AA4. Hypothetically, Ronnie, will give me a heads up that day if they are able to come. If Ronnie is able to come, we are actually going to be... Let me check the date real quick. I'm pretty sure we're going to be playing the port. So, if you want to see... What are we doing? We're gonna play the beginning of the first case because we want to see what Kristoff has to say to us in how to play this game on Steam. And we're going to see if they keep the line about Lamawa fingering Darian or something. We wanted to see if they changed that. But then we were going to play the rest there because Citra hates it. And then Monday we'll be back here. He was so excited to read that, you're right. I will be back here Monday if I'm feeling better. If I'm not feeling better, we're gonna play it by ear because this next section does deal with suicide. This is also me giving VOD watchers a heads up that the next VOD is going to talk about suicide. If I'm not feeling it, we'll play something else. Hopefully I'll be feeling a little bit better. But yeah, the next one is gonna be like really heavy. So yeah, here's your heads up on that one. But hypothetically, that's happening on Monday. But thank you all for coming. Have a good week. Drink some water. Stay hydrated. If you're somewhere where it's cold, because it's been fucking cold in North America, stay warm. And if you're somewhere hot, I guess stay cool. And I'll talk to you all whenever I see you again. All right. Goodbye.